Okay, so it seems that there's been a little bit of a situation kind of going on, or at least a post that's come out from a VTuber, which kind of highlights the problems with a lot of parasocial viewers. Now, if you don't know, I've covered many parasocials, many stalkers, many harassers, many attackers. Like, there's so much of this stuff that goes on rampant in the VTuber community, and I don't really know why, people feel the need to do this, because, obviously it does happen with IRL tubers, quite a lot as well. But I feel like it happens more with VTubers. I don't know if it's because it's the kind of, anonymity of like a VTuber model that makes them more interested to find out more about them or whatever. But it seems to be quite a rampant thing in the community. And today we're going to be talking about a VTuber called Leah Kitties who put out a tweet which was pretty, horrible to hear. And obviously, I definitely recommend you guys go, check her out and go follow her and go give her some support, because again, it seems like she's been going through a rough time for quite a while. Obviously, I've talked about before with Vexoria and some of her kind of, issues over at Offkai with stalkers and things. I've talked about many other kind of cases of similar situations happening in the past. But Leah actually put out this tweet I think it was like yesterday, essentially saying, "I've hesitated in posting this, but I'll be going to the police station tomorrow after years of online harassment from a specific individual." So again, yeah, she's talking about a specific individual. This is a public post over on Twitter. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously gotten to a point where it's pretty terrible. And they're saying they're now trying to threaten me with an in-person measure and it's impacting my safety. And they said, "I'm sorry, I tried to be positive and help you all smile, but I needed to get this off my chest. It's been very difficult, but with all of your love, I feel like I can keep being strong." So yeah, I mean, this is terrible. Obviously, I mean, I don't really have to say much about that. It's terrible that is obviously happening to Leah, and hopefully the police do sort it out. I don't know exactly where she's based or whatever, so I'm not sure what kind of laws or whatever there is against, online harassment and stalking and things like that. Again, we don't exactly know. Obviously, she wasn't too specific about, what this individual person is doing, and I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, I'll keep it as private as possible so you can handle this, behind the scenes. But again, it just kind of shows you that there are some pretty crazy people out there whenever it comes to, VTubers and whenever it comes to just streamers in general that will want to, either do stuff like this and threaten you or be harassing you. As, Leah puts here, it's been years of online harassment. It's not just been like a couple months or like a week where some person wouldn't leave them alone, because sometimes that does happen too. But, it's been years of this happening, which obviously it gets to a point where it gets really, really bad. Now, obviously, we've had previous situations of like things, for example, like doxing and stuff happening, which I've covered quite a lot on this channel. And there's also been like the previous stuff like Kenji and like ex-moderators doing this kind of stuff. But again, I don't know who this is, or I think it's just someone that just follows or whatever. But it seems like, it's gone to a point where it's, pretty bad to the point where she has to, go to the police about it, which obviously does suck very heavily. And I think that, yeah, it's just one of those things that it's just, I don't know why people do it. There's so many stalker situations that goes on the VTuber community. And I've got a video that will be coming out tomorrow going into another case of a weird moderator being extremely weird, which is a much more in-depth video, which I kind of want to talk to you guys about. But it comes in very many different forms. Obviously, you have the people that, try to harass them over, like online, as Leah has been saying. And then you've also got the more IRL people, like Vexoria, who was being followed around by someone at an event. And obviously, it's very scary as someone, especially, like, these people probably are the most, I guess, privatized, most private people on YouTube, I would say, in terms of like giving away their information. Whenever, me or someone who has like who does flesh content, they're not a VTuber, I'm already giving away quite a bit by just showing my face. But these people have got an extra layer of protection whenever it comes to, being behind a model. And for some reason, they experience the most of this kind of stuff happening. And it's absolutely horrible that this happens to so many. And obviously, I think it also is, unfortunately, a gender-based thing as well. You don't see very many male VTubers getting stalked or a kind of threats or anything like this towards them. Obviously there are some, I'm not saying there isn't any, but obviously a lot of the cases that I've covered, I don't think I've covered a single situation of a male VTuber well yet. I hope that doesn't happen, but obviously, I feel like knowing the VTuber space, there probably will be something that will happen. And I think obviously it's, something that they face a big problem with as well. And, it comes in so many different forms of harassment. Like, it could literally be anything from like just some, weird messages or whatever to like straight up threats to people actually you know, trying to confront these people, whether it's at like a convention or even, you know, worst case scenario at their house, which obviously can lead to some very terrible situations. We know the implications of what things like doxing can do, and what you know, things that like people, you know, being extremely unhinged behind the scenes can do. And it's just kind of scary to know that there are people behind, you know, the scenes like this who are secretly plotting to do things like this to certain new content creators. And, you know, Leah's done the exact right thing here. Obviously, you know, just making a short statement, not really talking too much into detail about them or whatever, and just going straight to the police, which I think is like what a lot of people should be doing. I think a lot of people do downplay this, like, you know, a lot of people stalking, a lot of people harassing you online. They downplay it quite a bit, especially whenever it's like consistent. Like, yeah, sure, if like someone left a couple of messages over like a day or so and then they stop, I think, you know, it's not exactly the biggest cause for concern. Obviously it sucks, but it's not like the biggest cause for concern. But as, you know, Leah said, this has happened for years, and even if it happens for like months, you should definitely you know, talk to someone, whether it's the police or whatever, or like a lawyer, or like literally anybody who can kind of get you help, because if you don't, it could turn into something even worse. And obviously, as I said, Leah has done the right thing here in actually saying that they're going to be, you know, reporting this. Now obviously it's been about a day, so I'm guessing they've been out and done it. And it seems like they've, you know, they're back now, streaming currently over on Twitch. So as I said, you guys go and support them, because they obviously need a lot of support at the moment whenever it comes to this kind of stuff. Because, you know, sometimes it can feel a little bit lonely. I don't know what kind of support group she has around her or whatever. So hopefully, you know, her friends or whatever are there for her too, because again, obviously it can be pretty scary, especially whenever people are straight up threatening you. You know, it's one thing, you know, someone calling you online like a stupid idiot or whatever, you're like, oh, you know, okay. Like as someone who covers a lot of drama stuff, and someone who, you know, is a little bit controversial sometimes, I would say, you know, it's quite a common thing to have people just like throwing empty threats or throwing empty kind of statements towards you. But whenever it's someone, you know, going after you constantly for years and targeting you, and like constantly doing this kind of stuff, and, you know, making direct threats to you, that's when it's like serious, and that's when you know that, you know, something needs to happen. And it just sucks that this happens so much in the VTuber space, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it and bring awareness to it, because obviously it seems like she is going through a pretty tough time at the moment. So as I said, go support them. And obviously there's been some people as well in support in the comments. Obviously all the comments have been pretty much supportive, I'm pretty sure. So obviously you got like Rosie Belmuya saying like, you know, my inbox is open if you need anything. And, you know, people saying stay safe, saying I'm sorry you've been dealing with this, please be safe, you know, all these people are just telling her to be safe, which, yeah, hopefully after, you know, talking about this kind of stuff to the right people, she can kind of then move forwards and, you know, just be a little bit free. Because obviously, you know, there's one side of it like being, you know, having someone doing this kind of stuff towards you, but then I think it's also another thing as well, that you have to live with this for years, of like the kind of thought at the back of your head, like there's someone out there that, you know, not hates her, but maybe likes her, I don't know, like there's someone out there who's obsessed with her essentially, or has been harassing her online so much to the point where they could do some crazy stuff, and you got to live with that in the back of your head, like what if, you know, something does happen one day. And obviously that can also cause quite a bit of mental stress for a lot of people, you know, because you have to put up with that for so long, and you have to kind of be thinking about that for so long. And so hopefully it does kind of give a bit of, I guess, clarity, and a bit of, I don't know, a little bit of like rest, I guess, from this situation, talking to some people about this, and hopefully, you know, getting this guy or girl, you know, you never know who it is, kind of dealt with. And hopefully that can kind of ease a lot of the mental stress of this happening, because obviously, yeah, they're saying like, you know, they need to get it off their chest. It's been very difficult. So yeah, obviously it does suck for her. And obviously, yeah, as I said, go support her, go, you know, check out her channel and stuff. She does some ASMR content and things. This is one of the few VTubers that, obviously, like, she's not huge, but she's still pretty big. I mean, 50k on pretty much all platforms, still big. But obviously, like, a little bit smaller than some of the other ones I covered, and I actually followed her before I found out about any of this. So again, she is a great content creator, as, you know, she's managed to pull me in before I've even, you know, found out about any drama or any kind of, you know, situation going on with her, which, you know, is good, because it means that she makes just good content. So yeah, go check out her channel, go support it. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Go to GameStops, use my code Kaza, get 10% off, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.